We have Christy Kruger speaking next. Is the ILS librarian at, I didn't practice.
Cuyahoga County Public Library.
Cuyahoga County Public Library in Northeast Ohio, United States. I want to say it again. Can you say it again?
Cuyahoga.
Cuyahoga County Public Library migrated to Koha in late August 2023, and they've had countless growth and learning opportunities. And yeah, Christy's here to talk about her experiences with all of that.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay. All right. So you know who I am, and so before I get started, I just want to say thank you. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to learn from all of you and to share our experiences with you today. So here's what I'm going to be covering. I'll be talking a little bit about Ohio libraries and Koha. Then I'll go into the development work that was needed to get Cuyahoga County Public Library, or I'll just call it CCPL going forward, to get us ready to migrate to Koha, and some of the development work that we've sponsored since we've gone live. And then I'm going to wrap up with a bit about my experiences, reflection on how participating in the Koha community has been for me. Okay. So what might you already know about Koha and Ohio? And if the answer is nothing, don't worry, that's the next slide. Maybe 2 slides later. So where is Ohio? On the left, that's Ohio in red. And on the right, Cuyahoga County is that little blob up on Lake Erie over there. So you might be thinking, oh no, my clickies, they all went at once. So you might be thinking, isn't this lady from the first US library that went live on Koha? And the answer is nope, that was not us, but that library is in Ohio. They are Nelsonville Public Library / Athens County, and they were the first US public library to go live on Koha. So I will just say right now, hi to Owen Leonard and Nick Tepe in the event that they actually see this sometime. And thank you for everything you guys have done. And then if you're wondering, And then if you're wondering where Nelson County or Athens County is, it's in the southeast corner of the state. So that's a little orientation to Ohio. And now a little bit more about public libraries in the United States and how Ohio libraries fit in there. So I got a list of the circulation data from the U.S. Institute of Museum and Library Sciences for circulation by public libraries in the U.S. There were about 9,800 libraries on the list. I don't think there are any consortia on them, but there are some huge systems on here you can see. And this is the top 20. And of the top 20, 3 of them are in Ohio. You've got Cincinnati and Hamilton County, Columbus, and then us, Cuyahoga County. And of those top 20, we are the only ones using Koha, to my knowledge. So it's very exciting for us to be in this group of really, really busy libraries and using an open source ILS. Before I move off of this, thanks. So before I move off this slide, I do just want to point out, if you look at the service area populations for the 3 Ohio libraries compared to how much circulation we're doing in a year, our communities rely on the items and services that we provide. So I'm very happy about that too. So now we'll get into a little bit of the development requirements that my system had for going live on Koha. So to put that into context, a little bit more about us. We have 27 branches. We have over 540,000 card holders, over 750 full and part-time branch staff. That includes a lot of people who substitute, so they may not work regular shifts. So that's kind of key to think in mind of when you're thinking of workflows and how complicated it is to do something if somebody's not working all the time, trying to keep that as straightforward as possible. Our customers can have 100 items out at a time. They can put up to 75 holds at a time, and they can renew the items out they have up to 20 times. We also have a floating collection of over 1 million items with a turnover rate of 5.93, so that stuff is getting a lot of use. So to meet all of this demand, we order about $5 million in physical materials per year. So a lot of volume, a lot of complexity. So this is kind of where we are when we're getting ready to migrate. So we knew before we went live that we would need some development in place in Koha to get us there. So we worked with our support vendor, Bywater Solutions, and Bywater also worked with some other developers to get us there. Some of this was in our contract. Some of this also came from, we had built into our budget some additional funds to meet unforeseen development needs. So to start, here are two of the developments that are in plugin form. The first one, the Allure and Print Wizard plugin, we live and die by this one. With all of the staff that we have and all of the items that we move, there's a lot of printing going on, spine labels, hold slips, receipts, and a tracking slip that our acquisitions team uses. So with all of that going on, our staff just don't want to have, they can't keep opening print dialog boxes and selecting a printer out of 3 printers that they're going to need all the time. So what this is a Chrome browser extension that automatically picks the printer and sends the print job to it and spits it out like magic. The next one I'm going to go over, and I will also say that this is not an exhaustive list of the developments that we went through, but in a couple slides it might feel exhaustive, so thank you for bearing with me. The next one is called the Twilio Interactive SMS plugin. And our customers were really used to being able to use SMS text messaging to renew their items, get a list of their items, etc. But the program we were using wasn't compatible with Koha at the time, so we needed to move to one called Twilio. So Bywater worked to get this plugin up, which lets you use two-way texting to do some things to manage your account. So that inset is me texting to have everything on my account renewed or a single item by barcode renewed. So that is pretty cool as well. So now we're moving into the things that are in community code. The first one is booking. We have a lot of collections that are used by staff and also primarily teachers that they know they're going to need to use for specific dates in the future. So this picture is an example of something in our booking collection. This is a story time kit that one of our children's librarians might use to book for when they know they're going to do story hour on where the wild things are, and it comes with a little felt board and the characters that they can use with it. But they don't have space to keep that in their branch, and we don't have 27 of these kits, so we need to book it. So we are very happy that booking is a capability in Koha now, and we use it a lot. The next two are things for customer service. One is a digest option for hold notices. So like I said, our customers can have 75 holds at a time, and it's not uncommon for 10 or more of those to come in a day. So if our customers were getting 10 plus phone calls or emails for every single item coming in, we would hear about it. So we are very glad that we have that digest option in place. Also, this next one, 25393, was something that got accomplished very quickly, I think, at the Helsinki Hackfest at Kohacon a couple years ago. And this wasn't the official name on the Bugzilla, but essentially what it allows you to do is both manually and automatically renew your items. And it might not seem obvious why you would want to do that, but we have a couple of very specific use cases for our customers for why you would. So normally, yes, a lot of our customers are happy to just automatically renew things, but say you have small children in the house and you've been checking out bunches of stuff on different days and you have no idea when any of it is due anymore. So you just want everything due on the same day, so you're just going to go into your account and renew all manually once, and you're like, all right, I know when everything's due. Or you're going to go on vacation and you want to make sure everything gets renewed before you leave and before anyone else puts a hold on it while you're gone. So we are very glad that that is in place because it's a quality of life improvement for our customers. This last one was not, we didn't sponsor this, but Bywater worked with us to get this going, and it's super cool. it's rendering reports with notice templates. So what it does is it takes a Koha report and it takes the data from it, then it takes a Koha notice template and makes that data look really pretty. So I mentioned a tracking slip that our acquisitions team uses. So there's a report that pulls a whole bunch of information from baskets in acquisitions. And then the notice template that you run with the report formats it like this consistently. So we have all the data we need about the item that got ordered up here from acquisitions. And then on the bottom, there's a little worksheet that we check off when it gets received, when it's been through cataloging, processing, and then shipped out. So being able to just automatically print these out one by one for all of the dump loads of items that come through makes a huge difference. Then the next one, after we'd been live for a while, we went back and asked Lucas at Bywater if he could make a printout for our circulating toy library. We have a lot of toys, they all go in boxes. We need a label for what's in the box and some information for the customers that have it out. So what this does is it pulls information from the bib record. It has some standard information like the caution. It pulls our local cover image, and our staff used to have to do this by hand in a document for every toy that came in. So now all they have to do is print a button that says print insert, and it downloads to HTML, and it's magic. So at this point, we've been live on Koha for a little bit. Like Catherine said, we went live in late August 2023. So now this is the development that went into the 2405 version. So we love using bookings, but we realized you need a pickup location for where you're actually going to pick up your stuff. So that is in there. And then we also sponsored a bug that has to do with paying off fines on lost items. So in the past, when you paid off a fine on a lost item, that item status needed to be manually changed to lost and paid for. And that is hard to remember to do. And also we let our customers pay online for some of their fees from our discovery layer. So being able to have that automatically switch makes a big difference. It keeps customers' accounts cleaner, more accurate, and our catalog data more accurate as well. So now we're into 2411 and 33363, more granular purchase suggestions for purchase suggestion permissions. We just started using purchase suggestions in about May of this year, and part of the reason why we waited to do that was because we want all of our staff to be able to place purchase suggestions on behalf of customers, but not all of them should be editing, approving, rejecting those purchase suggestions. So this allows us to narrow down to the team that's only going to be handling those suggestions. Here. And to give you some context, in October of this year, we had 536 purchase suggestions to go through, and being able to control who's managing that is a big deal. These next two are more quality of life improvements around fines and fees. So one is allowing a claim return on a long overdue lost item to clear the lost fee while you're doing that. Brings up a checkbox. The next one is different fine limits for different patron categories. So we have some categories like teachers that are going to end up, because they can check out more stuff and that stuff's going to get lost, they might end up having higher fees than our regular borrowers. So we don't want to lock them out at $25, which our borrowers are prevented from checking out after. We wanted a higher limit for those patron types. So that's why we sponsored that one. And then also by 2411, we'd been working, we used one-clicking for acquisitions orders because we don't use EDI. So I think we'd been using a plugin to manage that beforehand, but by this version, it was in community code. Now we're up to just about present day. And we recently sponsored a development that was in 250504. And what this does is very key to remember. You've got to set the system preference if you expect this to work. But it's prevent withdrawing item status, and you configure that to whether something's checked out or in transit. So if you configure this, it means that if you try to use individual item editing or batch item editing to withdraw items, if that item is checked out or in transit, it'll give you an error message and tell you the status couldn't be updated. Which is really great for us because a lot of items, a lot of staff doing weeding projects, they go out to the shelf, they don't see it. They may assume it's just not there, withdraw it, but it was checked out or withdrawn. So this prevents any confusion over that, and that's great. Now this is what we have sponsored for 2511 that we're super excited about. This is the ability to move holds between bib records without having to merge those bib records. So say like there's a book and all of a sudden Netflix makes a show version of the book. So everybody wants a copy of the book now, but that edition doesn't exist anymore. So you have 45 holds on the old version and 5 copies of that book. You have a new bib, and you'd love to just move those 45 holds in their hold priority to that new bib, and that's what this lets you do. So we're super happy to see that. We can't wait for 2511 for that. At least our acquisitions team can. So I just want to say that I don't want it to feel like I'm just crowing about developments that we sponsored or worked on, but I did want to share these because we are super excited and thrilled to be part of this community. And one of the things that really drew us to Koha that was tantalizing for us was the possibility of participating in the development process. And we've leaned very enthusiastically into that. So finally, I'll end on community participation. I am part of a very active and very supportive user group that Bywater clued me into during our migration, and I've come to rely on them. Jason and Lizette talked about our special interest groups yesterday, so I won't go too much into these. But I will reiterate that we record our meetings. We record our general meetings, which happen once a month, and there's always an open forum, so you can always bring up bugs or issues you are facing there. And we'd love to see any of you there online, anytime. We also have a conference every year. This past fall, it was in Providence, Rhode Island. That right there is a Lego version of the Providence Public Library that hosted us. I've presented at 2 Koha US conferences, and I think those have been very good experiences because they've forced me to really understand the workflows and topics that I'm covering. So I'm glad to have had those opportunities. And I also say that you don't need to be a member. Well, they'll make you a member if you attend the conference, but we'd love to have any of you submit a presentation proposal for next year's conference. It would be a pleasure to hear you. Outside of Koha US, I create some bugs, I follow some bugs in Bugzilla, and if I can, I'll sign off on a couple. I've done a couple documentation edits because Ode and David are wonderful teachers, and I hope to do more there. And since I am sitting in a room with developers, I did just want to put a pitch for Koha US's developer forum in February of 2026. It happens on Zoom, so you don't have to physically be anywhere. But if you are a developer or know of a developer who would like to talk about what you do with Koha librarians, please come find me, and I'll make sure we get your info passed on. So that's about it. Also, I have stickers and pens, so come find me during the tea break if you'd like some of that. Thank you.